Welcome to Cookies 2. In this video I'll go over all of the problems I have encountered while developing this game over the last few months. The development of Cookies 2 started in late October 2021, just after I finished my game Chaotic Mess. I started off by making a few new cookie sprites for the game. Now, I really like real-time strategy games, like Total Annihilation, and I have been thinking for a while now about making a very similar game, simply because it looks very complicated to make. In my opinion, there are many core elements that make it look very hard to develop. Especially map saving was something I really wanted to try to create, since it looked like so much work. I mean, there are so many variables to save in a file and then load it back into the game. During October and November, I have made basic support for units and buildings, and you can see here in the background me testing unit collision. There are more units than you can create in-game, but it's always good to know that the game can handle this many units. Wall shading has been added to make walls stand out a bit. Here you can see comparison with and without wall shading. If you don't like it, you can turn it off in the settings. I just personally think it looks much better. The first task that took much more time than the others was adding so that units can build buildings and that buildings can build units. Also, turrets can now be built, which you can see here works completely as it should. I don't see a problem here. Next up, December and January. Yeah, I made no progress whatsoever. There were more interesting things, such as messing around with OpenGL to make some 3D graphics, which later turned into my first 3D shooter. That goes by the name of 3 Shots, or Among Us shooter, depending on who you ask. But after 3 Shots was released in late February, Cookies 2 were my main project once again. I wanted to release the first version to some of my friends as early as possible, though there were many things left for me to do, such as adding, for example, actual enemies and pathfinding. Oh yeah, I forgot, pathfinding. So I needed some sort of pathfinding for units and cookies since there are walls they need to get around. I learned about A-star, which is a pathfinding algorithm. I might make a video about it in the future. I'll skip ahead to April 14th when I finally finished Cookies 2 Alpha version 1.0. It had 3 levels in total, however that was enough for me to get some feedback. The game was fairly buggy at that stage, and the main feedback I got was that the core of the base should give you some resources, because on the 3rd level you don't get a metal extractor at the start, which is a problem because you can get stuck without metal, because you, for example, spent all of your metal without realizing that nothing generates metal. That was fixed by giving the player a little bit of resources every few seconds. I also added a pause menu, a level saving system to which I'll get in a few seconds, made buildings give resources back if they weren't finished building, and made the screen flash red when there is a new wave of cookies coming. So level saving. Yeah. It wasn't actually as complicated as I thought it would be, however it definitely took more time than I expected. I'll quickly explain how it works. So basically, I would save all of the variables in some order to a file and then load them in the same order. There is a lot of data to save, around 100 kilobytes in total. Things got a lot more easy to maintain when I realized that I could use only one function for both saving and loading. This helped a lot because I had no longer to worry about saving some variable and then forgetting to load it, which would make the program crash. Adding some variable to the saving list would automatically load it when needed. That was alpha version 1.1. The next version was mostly bug fixing and some small new features like repairing and level winning animation. It was also the version that broke level saving because I thought I found an easy way to reduce the save file size. Very smart. Version 1.3 added a laser gun to the cookies just to be more annoying. It also added a basic color select system that was soon removed because in 1.4 level select screen was completely changed. More animations were added, some quality of life features like quick settings while in game and a frame rate counter. Currently the final version is 1.5, which added notes. There's a note on each level that tells you the story of the game and helps you with the controls. Instead of 1, there are now 5 difficulty modes, though insane is a little bit too insane for me, so I'll probably make it a little bit easier. Units can now patrol and self-destruct. Menu and loading backgrounds have been added as well. I still need to add more levels to the game, and that is my main focus right now. There are many temporary sounds in the game and they still need to be changed as well as the background music. There are still many issues with pathfinding, mainly that cookie spawning stops the game completely and there should be another thread just for pathfinding. That would make pathfinding completely independent and would not affect gameplay. Some questionable and unexplainable bugs have been found. The game itself will probably be released in June or July. I'll also put a game page link in the description. And well, that is everything from me for now. The only thing left for me to say would be, well, thank you for watching.